Hi everyone, I'm Tom and today I'm going to be playing Margraves of Valeria, which is a new, bigger game in the Valeria series where we are lords tasked with building towers and slaying monsters to try and defend Valeria. This is on Kickstarter right now and I'll put a link to the campaign page up here and in the description so you can check out the full thing because this is all prototype stuff. Bear that in mind whenever you think, oh, this looks like paper. It is paper, it's a prototype. And as always, turn on Klingon subtitles because if I've made any mistakes, they'll be noted up there. Some things might be tweaked. You know, if you're watching this when the final game has come out, monsters and things might be different. This is a prototype. There are two versions of the playthrough. There's a handheld camera and a static camera. There's links in the description if you'd like to swap over. Hello, static cameras. And videos like this are only possible because of my Patreon campaign that's running. I'll put a link to that in the description if you want to go and check that out. You can vote on videos and stuff, get all sorts of benefits. So let's get started. I'm playing a two-player game here. Where's Marty? There he is. I would have been a bit stuck on his turn. I'm playing against Little Glass Marty here. The things that change are some of the tiles and some of the cards are for certain player counts, and they're just removed at 2 players. And the resources available, you can see in the corner of the board here. At 2 players, there's only 4 wood. At 3 players, there'll be 7. 4 players, 10. You know, there's more available if there are more players. So the big object of the game, and the main way we'll score points, not the only way, but the main way is through influence. Here, this is the influence track. And amongst the various guilds, the various factions throughout Valeria, we want to get influence with them, and we also want to recruit citizens of that type, or build towers out in the various cities that have those types as well. And we will multiply our influence value. You can see there is a victory point symbol above each of the sections here. So at the moment, everyone is going to get a point for every symbol that they've got. But if you really can specialize, and you have to pay money to cross these little barriers here, if you can really specialize, like if Marty carries on his craftsman allegiance here, he could get 6 points for every symbol that he's got. And, you know, if he builds in a city that's got 2 of those and grabs a load of citizens, he can really start to multiply those points if he wants to go in that direction. So that is the big thing that we are looking out for here. Now, our starting conditions are different. You'll see the influence track is already a bit different for us. That is done through these start cards. You draw 4 each, and then you have a draft. So you pick one of the 4, pass your hand to the next player, and then when you've each got 1 card left, you lose that card. So we each had 3 cards to start with. So mine gave me a bit of money, some resources, a couple of knights, and an influence in Holy and Thieves Guild, I think that is. And Marty's really got him money. You can see he's got a fortune sitting next to him there. So we've got slightly different starting conditions. And I'm going to be the first player. That's why I've got this lovely great big castle here. And on your turn, we can see from the player right here, you have to play a citizen from your hand. We start with the exact same 4 citizens. We've got the Paladin, that's good for fighting monsters and getting us some strength. We've got the Merchant, good for getting us some money and resources. We've got the Alchemist, good for getting mainly money, and you maybe get some resources as well. And the Captain, who is also good for getting you monsters, but can get you a knight as well. So we need to play one of these 4 cards. Unless you've only got 1 card in your hand, then you have to recall them and get your hand back, basically. So you'll play a citizen from your hand for one of 4 things. You can either play it for its pennant action. Every card has got a pennant in the corner, and it's got 3 different symbols on it. Well, maybe not different. It's got 3 symbols on it. And you need to execute those actions in order. So if I was to play the Alchemist, I would get 2 gold, then I would get to move my Margrave, we each start out up there, and then I would get to move a knight, or deploy a knight from my player board. So I could do that. I could activate its power. So the Alchemist, the power is gain 5 gold, then you may spend a gold to get any resource, and then all players gain a gold for every tower that they've built. So at the moment, that wouldn't benefit anybody. And you are included in all players, of course, so you would get that money for playing the Alchemist for its power. You can also play the card for your recall ability. This is how you would basically get rid of that card. You would get to recruit a new card by paying some gold, a new citizen, and then you would take your hand back from your discard pile. And you can do a build action. This is how you get your towers out. You spend 1 of each resource, and a gem, and you get to put a tower out and get some influence, and you'll get some rewards for the towers as well. So that is the main structure of your turn. So what would I like to do? I've got some knights to start the game with and a bit of strength. I think we should do some fighting. So if we want to do some fighting, we need to play either the paladin or the captain, because in their main actions, you can see they say, you may slay a monster. Now, we have 4 different monsters out in the lands of Valeria, and these are part of specific groups, but they are randomly shuffled. There is a boss character for each of the monster sets. They are tucked underneath. They're not going to be a possibility yet until we've gone through every monster. So we can see that I can't move at the moment. So you can see from the main city here, there are 2 brown paths that link to the Orc Berserker and the Warg Pack. So they are the monsters that I can fight whilst I'm still in this city. If I want to fight the monsters down here, I'm going to have to move around to a place that is linked to those monster lairs. So we can look up here. So the Orc Berserker, to fight him, we're going to have 7 strength. We're nowhere near that. We can fight the Warg Pack though, so that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to play my captain card. So I'm going to play it for its power. So my captain is going to give me a strength. Strength is tracked on your player board here. You just move your marker up. And a knight. Knights come from the supply over here. And they go on your player board along with resources. Gold doesn't go on these sections of your player board. You are limited in your space. You can free up some space by either using your resources or by building towers. But building your 4th tower is one of the triggers for the end of the game. So I've done my strength and knight. You may slay a monster. So let's grab the Warg Pack. And so we're going to need 3 strength to kill this warg. So I have 2 strength here. And out on the main board, there is a knight in each city. No, shush, I didn't forget to put them out in setup. So knights can be used to add 1 strength to your fight, basically. And you can, when you take an action to slay a monster, you can play any number of knights from your player board to the city that you're in. So I think I'm going to save all of my strength. I'm going to play 2 of my knights over here to my city. So I have 3 strength right there, which defeats the Warg Pack. So I get a resource of my choice. Now I already have a gem and a magic. And if I want to build a tower in the future, I want 1 of each. So I think I am going to grab some wood. Then I get an influence as well. It's up to me which track I want to go up. I think I want to carry on with this Thieves Guild a little bit more. So the Warg Pack is done with now. They go underneath the pile here. And they won't come out again until all of the monsters have been dealt with. Now the knights that were used come out of here and go over to the hero's tomb. So we have 3 knights to place in here. Now, if you can fill a row or column, you will get the reward that's listed. But, you know, you're also kind of making it easier for the next person to do this. Unless that's you, that's a bad thing. So I could just place 1 here and I would get a knight back ready for the next fight. I think what I might do is, thinking of more fights in the future, I'm going to go here for a knight and here for 2 strength. Now, I could get some gold. I haven't got much of that. I could get some resources. I could get... I can't get influence because you need 4 for that. But I've made it now. In doing this, I've made it really cheap to get influence. Now, you only need to use 2 knights to get an influence. But I do get 2 strength and a knight from the supply here. And they stay there until the tomb is full. I should actually make it clear that getting the resources is the last thing that happens on your turn. You lay them down to show that you've had that resource. So, a bit sneaky having that early, because the last thing that I can do is everyone compare gold to get a knight. This is after slaying the monster. I've only got 6 gold, but I think I'm going to do that. I am attack heavy, aren't I? And Marty isn't very good at strength, but I think he's so overflowing with cash, he's going to take that opportunity. There we go. So that is my card played. It goes into my discard pile now. I still have these in my hand. The other things we need to check for at the end of the turn. So we resolve the hero tombs. We refill any empty privilege tile slots. Then we slide citizens to fill any gaps and refill from the right. And that's it. So we can move on to Marty's first turn. So he has the exact same cards as me, but he's got some different intentions, I think. So I think the first thing that Marty wants to do is move around. Yeah, he is going to... I think he's going to play his Alchemist for its pennant action because he wants to move around. His plan is to start building a tower early, but he doesn't really want one in the starting city. You know, the holy and the thieves symbol, not so good for him. Over here, though, 2 craftsman symbols. He wants to get in on that. So the first thing that happens, he gets 2 gold. Then he can move his Margrave 1 space, and you can see all the paths to where he can go. So he is going to go over here to Radius. He goes there. Now, whenever you move your Margrave, you get to take the special action of the city you just moved into. Now, this city has pay any 3 resources for a gem. Gems are what you need to build towers. They're very hard to get. But at the same time, Marty wants those resources to build a tower. So he's not going to do that just yet. So he's going to say no to that. When you say no to an action, you can just take 2 gold instead. So he's going to do that and be even more rich. Next up, he gets to move a knight, deploy a knight. So he could deploy it from his player board to the location that he's in. He doesn't want to do that. It's that's how you'll bolster your position to be able to attack in the future, but it would let him take that action again. So he could get another 2 gold by doing that, but he wants to do something different. He is going to move a knight from a city that he's in, which is the other option, and he could move it down here to Nymar, and he would get to take a shipping action. But I think instead he wants to go back to Shilina over here, the starting city, because the ability here is get a new card. Pay the cost to get a new citizen card. So let's take a look at the display over here. Now remember, Marty is very rich. So we have these dodgy thievery characters out here that are really good for me if I'm going in that direction. We have the rogue, gets you some strength and some gold. You may slay a monster or get some gold. Necromancer, you may slay a monster or get some magic. Get some knights from the hero tombs. And then you can get some magic for some gold. The lumberjack, though, it's another craftsman. It lets Marty get some strength and some wood and maybe slay some monsters. I think Marty's going to go for that. He's going to pay 4 of his money here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And he is going to grab the lumberjack, and the lumberjack goes straight into his hand for use in a future turn. And that's another lumberjack here. That's another craftsman, I mean, for the evaluation for the points at the end of the game. So that is Marty's 3 actions. We don't need to do anything with the tombs or the privileged tiles, but we do need to slide the citizens down and grab a new one. So we have a cleric there. That's the end of Marty's turn, so it's back to me. Now, I'm looking pretty strong still. I've got 4 strength here, 5, 6, 7. I could fight this Orc Berserker. Oh, one thing that I'm forgetting to do, we need to reveal a new monster, don't we? We have Gnolls there. Now, they're good because they can get you a level 1 privilege tile. Who doesn't want that? But and 2 influence. But they are a bit too rich for my blood, a bit too strong for me. Whereas the Orc Berserker, I could fight right now. Because I have... Now, Marty needs to discard his card, doesn't he? Get it out of the way. I have my other character here, my Paladin, who I can play for a magic. So get that off the board. There's only 1 left there now. And a strength. So I've got 5 strength now. You may slay a monster. I will slay this Orc Berserker, please. So I am going to use... Do I want to use... Now, I don't think I want to use 3 knights. Because I might just get the influence here, or maybe some gold. If I use 3, I can use it across, but then influence is only costing 1. No, I'm just going to spend 2. So 2, and then that's 5 strength. That's all of my strength spent. And so they go into the city with me. Oh, and actually, Marty's helped me out, hasn't he? So I'll just play 1 knight. Marty's really helped me out there, because there's already 1 in there. So let's actually keep a strength and play 3 knights. So I can get 2 rewards here. So yeah, I'm going to use 4 knights to fight the Orc Berserker. So that's 7 strength with the 3 I spent myself. These need to go into the hero tombs, not the Orc tombs. That would be weird. So we have, I want some influence, and then I think some gold, because it's going to cost me some gold to get influence. My downside now is that you can see that 2 resources, 2 more resources, and 3 money. If Marty can do an action and spend 2 knights, he'll get all of those rewards in one great big lump, because that's the way I've left it. So I'm getting an influence. I think, do I want to keep spreading out into Holy and the Thieves here? No. I think I'm going to keep going into Thieves. So it's going to cost me 2 gold for crossing over this barrier here. I only have 5 gold. Oh, I'm giving myself the reward too soon, aren't I? We need to finish up the last things of the turn. So the Orc Berserker goes underneath here. Then we need to flip over a new one. A Warband, that's 10. So yeah, quite scary there. So the last thing for the Paladin, all players gain a strength per tower. Nobody's built a tower yet, so that means nothing. So end of turn stuff, we need to see a new monster, an Orc Shaman, a magic, and 4 strength to defeat the Orc Shaman. And then we need to get the rewards from the hero tombs. So I'm getting myself 4 gold. And then an influence. I'm going to keep going in the Thieves Guild here. Pay 2 gold, because I'm crossing over this threshold. And now I get a level 1 privilege tile. These first 2 here just get you a level 1. This one you can decide level 1 or 2. And these 2, it's just a level 2. So I can either have a symbol for the craftsman. So this will be multiplied by wherever I am on the craftsman influence for points at the end. Same as if it was on a card or a location. I can move my Margrave twice to get somewhere better for me. I can, and I would get the actions of both of the places I walk into. Or I can spend 3 strength to get a gem. And these 2, you don't have to use them right away. You can save them up for the best time for you. I think I'm tempted to take this away because I can just see a lot of things lining up for Marty right now. But I think to help me out when I need it, I'm going to take this movement. Or if I'm really strength focused, I can spend strength for a gem and not have to spend resources for a gem up there. Yeah, I'm going to grab this and hang on to it until I need it most. So that is my reward from there done. I've had the money, I've had the influence. And we need to refill a privilege tile from the level 1 stack. That is just a nice clean 3 strength. And that's it for my turn then. So Marty, he's not going to use his lumberjack for this. He wants to build. I don't think he's going to do a... It would be tempting to do some killing, but he hasn't got 2 knights. And I haven't got 2 knights, so he isn't as worried. He's going to use his... Well, this gains him a knight, and then he can slay a monster. But the monster next to here needs 9 strength, so he's nowhere near that. He's going to use his captain. But not for its penance or its action. He's going to use it for the build tower ability. So this is going to cost a resource of each type and a gem. So they go back onto the board in their sections. Then you place a tower in the city that you're in. Now there are 3 spots for a tower. You choose which one you want, and that's going to get you a reward. Marty is going to choose the level 1 privilege. And he is going to choose the craftsman symbol right there. So that's going to help him out with scoring later on. Then placing the tower also gets you 3 influence. And it's very tempting for Marty to just put everything in one basket here. 1, 2, 3. That's going to cost him 2 gold to move over that first threshold. But he hasn't got the really great privilege tile anymore. 3 strength is okay. I think he wants the ability to move his Margrave in the future. That's what he's going to take. So that's it for his action. He played a card to be able to build a tower. We need to refill these privilege tiles. So that's get a knight and 4 gold. And that is 2 strength, 2 gold. And we can move on to my turn. So I've just got these 2 cards now. And yeah, I don't have any knights. I would like to use the action of the place that I'm in, really. I could get some stuff and try and work on a... So there's a location down here, Incadeus, would be really good for my my Thieves Guild. I can work my way down there. Maybe I just want to do some movement. Well, getting resources and stuff would be good. Getting money would be good. I think I want to do some moving. So I can only move once, can't I? So I can move to Nymar and do some shipping. I don't think I want to do that yet. Go to Ramin and get some stone. I could work my way down here and then do a battle once I've worked my way up a little bit. Or I'm going to use my Alchemist for its pennant action. Marty just used his captain, didn't he? So I'm going to get 2 gold right now. Give it to Marty. I'm going to get 2 gold, then I'm going to move my Margrave. I'm going to move my Margrave over here into Ramin and get a stone. So now I have everything that I need to build a tower whenever I get a chance to do that. Then I can deploy a knight. I don't have one, but I can move a knight from a place that I am in. I'm going to move him back to the starting city, which doesn't help me out in terms of fighting, but now I get to buy a card. So I think straight away, I want the cheapest option. It's just going to cost 2 gold. And a rogue is the right symbol for me. For what I'm collecting anyway. And the rogue lets you get a lot of strength, a lot of cash. So I am happy with that. That's everything for me. So we slide these down. There we go. And let's see. I think Marty needs to get a move on and fight some stuff, I think. He needs another knight, though, and he spent that card, didn't he, that got him knights. I think the first thing that Marty's going to do is some Margrave movement. So he's going to spend this, that's gone now, and he's going to move himself back over to Shalina and use the special action of get a new card. Now, ideally, does he want to compete with me for things? It's denying me something, so maybe he would just take the Necromancer. You may slay a monster or get a magic, get some knights. I don't think that seems like a bad thing. So that's only 2 gold. He's going to take the Necromancer into his hand. And then he gets to move again. And I think he is going to go into... Yeah, he's going to go into... It's Kamin, not Ramin. He is going to get a stone. And now he can play a card, so he could play the Necromancer that he just got. You may slay a monster. He's not got the strength to do that, though. Unfortunately, you get the knights afterwards. This could be a way of, build up some magic, take the heroes out of here, so it's not as easy for me to get stuff. Yeah, why not? He's going to play the Necromancer, but to gain a magic. And then get 2 heroes from tombs. He's going to remove this, although that lets you just place 1 knight again and get an influence. What if he takes these 2? Yeah, that's what he's going to do. And then all players may spend a gold to get a magic. Marty's going to do that, although he is actually getting a bit poor now. And he's only got 4 money. But it starts with him, and now it goes to me. I don't have that option, because there is no magic available. So that is done, and I'm up next. So I have my rogue, get myself some strength and some gold, and then I can slay a monster. I'm not in a position to slay a monster, though. I need some knights and stuff. I could head over to another location, but I need to build strength up. I could gain gold instead of slaying a monster. So that wouldn't be too bad. I'll gain 2 strength and 2 gold. You may slay a monster or gain 2 gold. I'll gain 2 more gold. Now I'm the rich one. I've got 11. And then all players may spend a strength to get 2 money. I might leave that. although it seems like a bit of a waste to not do it when I've got the opportunity. I'm going to do it. Spend a strength, get 2 money. So I'm pretty well off right now. Marty still has a load of cards. He can get himself the lumberjack, get some strength. Oh, then he could fight something. Yes, lumberjack. Perfect. Lumberjack, gain 2 strength and a wood. 1, 2 strength and a wood, which is available. And then you may slay a monster. He can slay the shaman right here. So that's 1 magic. And then 4 strength. He's going to use 2 knights. Well, that puts the tombs back in a rough position, doesn't it? He'd like another knight, if anything, before he fights that shaman. Then he could use 4 knights, fill up the whole thing, and get a load of benefits at once. So what if he moved first? Yeah, but then the ability moves a knight out, and he doesn't necessarily want that. Let's go for this. He's gonna spend this. He's gonna get a resource. He's gonna grab wood. Why not? He's got space for it. Then he's gonna move in. He can spend a gold to get a resource. And why not? He's gonna do it. He can spend a gold, and then he'll get, let's say, the last wood that's out there. So he is completely stocked up on resources now, though. And then move a knight. He's going to deploy a knight, which is a bit risky. He's going to deploy a knight from his player board onto here, which lets him do it again. Yeah, he's going to do it again. He'll spend a gold, and he's going to get a stone there. And that's everything that he can do. And then next turn, he can slay a monster. And get a load of gold and a load of resources, providing I don't do that first. But I don't think I can. I absolutely can't, because here we go. Here's one of the last things I haven't shown you. I haven't shown you shipping either. But I don't know when we'll get to that. Marty is in a good position to do some shipping, actually. Maybe he'll do that in a couple of turns. Shipping is basically, you get to do it when you see this symbol. You spend any number of resources, and then you move that number of spaces around and get all of these benefits, like gold, influence, and prestige tiles from level 1 or level 2, depending on which section you go into. So it can be really good if you've got a load of resources. Exactly what Marty's got. Although resources are also the thing that you need for towers. So, I haven't got a choice on what I want to do on my turn. I have to recall because it's my last card, so I'm not going to get to use the merchant here. So, we need to restock, don't we, from when it was Marty's turn. Because now I get to discard something. So, I could... Marty really wants the craftsman. I could just say discard that. Get rid of him. And then I get to get all of my cards back, and then I get to recruit. And I basically have limitless pockets. I think I'm going to grab the pilot. So the pilot lets me hire a citizen or gain a resource, and then move my Margrave anywhere. I like that, and it fits the Thieves faction. Only cost me 3. I'm definitely going for that. I do still have to pay for the citizen, but it's nice to be able to just do that by playing a card. We have there a champion and a ranger. The ranger lets you move, then attack a monster, which would have been really good for me. Because now Marty is in a great position to... Now the lumberjack wouldn't let him gain any wood. Did he play the lumberjack? Something went wrong here, didn't it? Did he play 2 cards last turn? I think he played 2 cards. He shouldn't have the strength or one of the wood, should he? And he paid a gold for another wood. Oh dear. The subtitles will sort you out with all of this. Take backs. So he's in here now. And so gaining the strength and the wood would be fine, wouldn't it? He'll just do that now. Yeah. So there was no need to take it all back. We could just say he will do that now. So he gets 2 strength and a wood. You may slay a monster. So he needs 4 strength and a magic. There's the magic from his player board. And he's going to just deploy 2 knights, not use any of his own strength. And so these guys go right into the tombs here. So we're going to see the tombs fill up and empty, and Marty get a load of benefits at the end of his turn. For killing the Orc Shaman, he gets 3 gold and a knight. And an influence, which, yeah, he's got the gold. He's going to spend it to keep leveling up the craftsman, the worker guild. And so that's going to cost him 4 to cross over that barrier. But now it's 3 points for every symbol that he's got. He's got 2 symbols for the tower that he built. He's got at least 1 from a citizen. He's got 1 from there. He can keep building this up, I think. So what would he like now? He can get some strength. I think he'd like a knight. A knight and 4 money. Yeah, he can spend that when he wants as well. He doesn't have to use it yet. He's going to grab that as a privilege for crossing over this line. So that's all of the benefits from the shaman. So that can flip over. And we know that the monster for the future is going to be the Orc Bowmaster. And then that's all of the monsters from here. So the big boss will come out and get mixed into the pile as well after the Bowmaster is taken care of. So we slain a monster. All players may pay a gold to get a wood. Marty's going to do that, although that does leave him with 1 gold. I don't have the option to. And so the card is done with. We need to refill a privilege here. And now we need to sort out Marty's benefits here. So he gets 3 gold from the tomb there. He gets 4 gold from the row. And then for here, he gets 4 resources of his choice. He doesn't have the space for these, so it's not the best. Gems aren't a resource in that sense. So he can take a stone and a magic, which really are the only things available on the board. So that's not a bad result from that. Now, when the hero tombs are completely full, they empty, and then every location on the board that doesn't have a knight in it gets a knight put back in. We have 1 there, we have 1 there, and up there. So I think that is it now. Marty is going to have to recall next turn. But I think we've seen almost everything, apart from shipping. I gave you a quick description of that. We'll surely see some shipping, maybe quite soon, because of the amount of stuff that Marty has got right now, although maybe he's going to run off and try and get his gem with it, so he can start building more towers. But I think we've seen a fair bit of Margraves of Valeria right now. So I'm going to stop this video. If you have seen enough, you'd like to know what I think, then there'll be a link for that very shortly. Remember, the campaign page will show you all of the final stuff and how you can get your hands on a copy if you are interested. If you would like to see some more, and you would maybe like to see all the way to the end, then there is part 2, again linked in the description. It's going to link in just a second when we go into space. But thank you very much for watching this. As I mentioned at the start, this is only possible thanks to my Patreon campaign and my lovely backers, patrons. And if you would like to get involved, help out, keep me being able to make these videos, and also get a say in some of the games that get covered and get some other exclusive stuff, then I'd love it if you would head over to patreon.com/slickerdrips and you can see it there. But I will see you in whatever form you take when you click one of those links. Bye, everyone.